Hey, what's up, people? It's me, Shredberg, and this is Super Meat Boy 106%. Very fast run. It's the full completion category. I'll get over what the 6 of the 106% means in a minute. So I'm here with the countdown on 3. So 3, 2, 1, let's go. Alright, so Super Meat Boy, indie platformer, came out in 2010. Almost a decade old at this point. You may know it as a run and jump platformer, but 106, what makes it special is there's guest characters in this game, and we're gonna be using them to their full potential to make this go really fast. So there's collectibles, bandages, 100 of them in the game. The bandages aren't just random collectibles, they unlock characters. I'll get to more of that later. There's these warp zones. There's inspired levels for these. They have bandages in them as well. Yeah, so we're going to be using Meat Boy for about half the run, maybe a little bit more than that, but he's just a standard run and jump guy, very notable for its floaty but precise controls. Yeah, he's very fast. A lot of these levels are based off of cycles like this right here, where we're just barely not hitting those saws. And then you've probably noticed that I'm pausing at some parts of the level. I just messed up this one. That's a trick called auto jump. What that allows you to do is jump on every single frame, so it lets you climb things faster and lets you do tricks that might be way too precise to do otherwise. So we're going to be using that a lot. Another part of that too is it'll make sense in a couple levels. There's a few levels where you want to end a level on the ground or against the wall and then do auto jump. It's a thing called storage. So at the end of this level right here, I'm going to be on the ground. I'm going to do the auto jump. And so I jumped off of the air. Oh, whoops, I messed that up a little bit. It's fine. There we go. I gotta skip past over. Oh, whoops. Third time's the charm. Nice. Alright, so here's another warp zone. This one's going to be a little bit different from the other one I just did. As you'll see, I'm not playing with Meat Boy. This is Commander Video from the hit series Bit Trip. Great character, great guy, love him to death. He's pretty useless, though, so we're going to say goodbye to Commander Video. See you later, dude. And we're going to keep playing with Meat Boy. And we're just going to keep rolling along here. Death-defying strats for the rest of these. So there's 20 levels per sort of light side of these, and we want to beat these levels under a certain amount of time, so it's an A+ time. In general, they're pretty easy to beat, but it's important that... Whoa, okay. I'm gonna have to check right here if I did. Yeah, I did it. I just wasn't sure on that level. I don't mess it up often, so I wasn't sure what it is. But anyways, like this one right here, it's a 4-second A+, but we need to grab the bandage at the same time. Got it. And that unlocks, there's 20 dark side levels. They're essentially harder versions of the light side levels. Yeah, so we're gonna go in here to another style of warp zone. It's another retro inspired one, but this one's like Game Boy version. At the end of this level here, I guess middle, I'm gonna be using auto jump again. You can see just how ridiculously fast you can climb up stuff. And then right here, we're going to be trying to beat a cycle out in the middle here. Let's see if we can do it. Oh no, I didn't. I messed up. Alright, just a couple levels to go. Left here in Light Forests. So there's 7 chapters in this game. The first 5 are exactly how I described it. There's a 6th chapter that is short. It's essentially for the final boss of the game. And there's a bonus chapter after that. The bonus chapter doesn't have any collectibles or warp zones or anything like that. Alright, so now we're going into the first boss of the game, Little Slugger. Essentially an auto-scroller. You could go not as slowly as you want, but as long as you're going faster than Little Slugger, you're at the optimal speed. So nothing really special about this. One of the most sad things is this theme is like one of the best themes in video games for a boss. Like, it's insane. Has one of the coolest solos ever, but we hear the build up to that and we completely miss the awesome theme for that. Danny B soundtrack Also did like Crypt of the Necrodancer. Just an amazing, amazing composer. All right, for the route here, we're going back to Forest, and we're doing those aforementioned dark levels. If you notice, again, really similar to the light side versions, just more difficult. Some of them are more different than others, but in general, they do keep the general shape the same. But the remix of them does allow for like crazier strats like that one right there to happen. So those light sides, those had 3 warp zones. This one's only gonna have a single warp zone. And one thing as well that we're gonna look out for is we wanna see what's called Glitch Girl. It'll make sense once you see her, but we're waiting for Bandage Girl to look like she is glitched out. And that's gonna give us a bonus level. But it's RNG whether it shows up. It's based off your chapter completion percentage. It's that divided by 2001. Oh, nice, right? See it right there. You really just want to get her while you're playing through it. There's faster levels and slower levels, but at the same time, you're not super worried about it. You'd rather just not have to grind at the end. All right. So now that that's out of the way, we can just focus on beating these levels. All right, so fun cycle skip here. Or not really cycle skip, but... So yeah, one warp zone in these dark
Jade.
levels.
Top tip, don't die in Little Horn.
Don't die, Little Horn. That is a good tip. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to take that advice. Alright. Yeah, 3 levels per warp zone. That's true for all of them. And these are actually... So Meat Boy, of course, doesn't have lives in these normal levels. The warp zones do, other than character warp zones. Fudge. Alright. We'll get it the second time. That strat's like just consistent enough to do it, but I kind of hate it. Alright.
We have another $5 from Jade. Top tip, don't die in Little Horn.
Oh.
Yeah, same donation twice.
Well, donation's too good to not have it twice, to be honest. I think I have died on Little Horn twice the past year, so I think that's accurate in donations. You'll see with Little Horn, it's actually like my favorite boss because it's so... it's ridiculously easy, but that's like 20 minutes away. Alright, so 3 more levels here. It's the final bandage of this, so we got the 20 bandages in here. Oh, I just barely missed it. I wanted to end it there on that wall so I could use storage jump, and I would, whoops, be able to jump off of a wall immediately and it would save time, but kind of missed it. And missed the cycle here. But either way, pretty good start. And we're going to go over to Chapter 2, Hospital. Hospital sort of ramps up the difficulty compared to, you know, Light Forest, but still relatively straightforward. Oh, whoops. I way over adjusted there. Yeah, we're just going to be going as Meat Boy for another, at least this chapter. We're going to unlock a character at the end of this chapter, and he's going to be used for quite a bit, and he's got a cool jump that we're going to use. Whoa, okay. Missed the bandage. Ah! Dang. One thing to note about this is, obviously you don't want to die. You never want to die in speedrunning. But 106 is such a long category with so many different like skips and strats and time saves. It's unrealistic that you will go the entire game without dying, even dozens of times. Like I think the world record, which had 40 something deaths, and that was insanely low. So expect me to die close to like 100 times. Alright, so another character warp zone. This is Jill from the hit game Mighty Jill Off. It's like a Flash game from the mid 2000s and it plays like it. It's okay, I guess. Like, just the game where you're jumping up a tower. Shout out to Back for holding the world record in the 100% category of this. Can't believe the skill of that guy to have world record in that, be an insane meat boy, and be a Spelunky god. Like, insane stuff. Alright, so I ended that one on a wall so we could use, again, that storage jump. Go over there and hit that bandage. We get to wait here. Beautiful mechanic. And we're going to grab a key that's going to fall. And go into a warp zone. It's actually my favorite warp zone, I think, in the game, I've decided, because every single level just feels fun to play. Normally there's like one of them that is like, it's fine, I guess, but this one has like, all three of them are cool. Like this, we get to jump in between two saws. And this one right here, we're going to use auto jump to like, just barely beat out that saw cycle. Super cool. And so right here we're going to do something. I talked before about how we needed to get A+ to unlock dark levels. So I'm doing what's called timer glitch. If you look at the top corner where the timer is, it's at 0.00. So we're going to beat the level as it's 0.00. And the game's going to say, oh, okay, 0 is slower or faster than, whoa. 0 is faster than the A+ time. So it's going to say, perfect, you unlock the dark version. In reality, it took like 20 seconds, and the A+ on that's probably like 10. So we were actually slower, but we're tricking the game. Saves quite a bit of time over the run, probably about a minute. We're going to use that like 4 or 5 more times, I think. Some of the levels are really long, so if we didn't do that, we'd have to play the level once to get the A+ time. We'd have to play it again to get the bandage, and that's slow. We don't want that.
We have $5 from Alan DeGeneres. Shredberg lettuce.
Shredberg lettuce, let's go. Thank you, Alan DeGeneres. Living up to his name for sure. Let me know if you have any other donations, because this might be a good time actually before this next boss.
Well, nothing new has come in just yet, but I'd like to take some time to go ahead and plug some donation incentives that y'all might be interested in. Our next exhibition up is going to be the 007 Nightfire Drake run, Drake percent run. That's at $24.99 out of $250. We also have the Save or Kill Meryl from Metal Gear Solid, and right now Save Meryl is winning with $96.70. Kill Meryl is at $57.50. And like any good marathon, we have Super Metroid Save or Kill the Animals. Kill is way out in front with $192.49. Save is at $60 flat, so if you want to save those animals, you're going to need to get those donations in.
Alright, cool, made this. On this one, so these levels, the entrance for this is normally like over here to the, you can sort of see it to the right. But we use where you're supposed to exit it. It's kind of a scary skip because if you die, you lose like 16 seconds. And not just that, you feel bad about yourself because it's honestly not that hard, but I die to it all the time, so it's spooky. This is the last level before we get to what? Okay, that's never happened before. Huh. What? Okay, so I didn't know you could do that, but that's called clipping, and I guess it makes sense because those are half blocks there. We're gonna use that later with Nyjah, but I've never seen that before in my life. That might have been because of lag, but I don't know. This game's sort of unstable, but anyways. This boss right here, so there's a key in the middle. Normally what happens is it stops and Chad goes back and forth and you have to wait like 8 seconds. But we're gonna grab it before the screen stops moving and the screen's just gonna keep going. We also wait to grab that key or else, okay, you've had those too? I don't think it's lag either. because it is that half block there. I'll explain that when it gets to Nisha. That was bizarre. Anyways, we're moving on to the next chapter. We're going to do Light Salt Factory before we go back to Dark Hospital. One interesting thing about this is we're going to actually enter as Alien Hominid from the hit game Alien Hominid, and then switch to Meat Boy so we can do the timer glitch. So normally if we entered as Meat Boy, when you just first enter a level from the map, you don't have enough time to pause. But if you enter as another character and then change characters, it's faster than entering with Meat Boy and then dying, which is basically your alternative. So Alien Hominid gets to be in the run. He's not going to be in it any later, so Hominid fans, I'm sorry. Shout out to the Alien Hominid game that's going to come out soon. Alright, next we unlocked Joseph. He's from the hit game. Oops, you don't know how to jump there. He's from the hit game Machinarium. He's the best boy in video games. And he's got a super cool, like, super jump ability. And he can also get a double jump if you just, like, run off of a platform like that. So there you saw both of them. So there's this double jump, and then as you can see just in the air, he gets an insane amount of momentum. So normally how he's supposed to work is you press jump once, he does a normal jump, then you press jump again, and he normally does about a hover, but if you press them in very quick succession, the jump buttons, he'll do like a really high jump, and we use that throughout the run to save a bunch of time. Alright. This bandage is my least favorite in the game. Oh gosh. Please. Alright, cool. Now we're just gonna run off and, there's a bandage girl off stage there. So it looks really weird that you just run off and then the level ends. But there's a bandage girl there. Why is there a bandage girl there? I don't know. There is. So we're actually gonna go backwards here and do this warp, do this warp zone. Specifically because we actually want to do some dark levels too, because these 3 levels that we're about to do, all 3 of those dark levels have bandages. We want to get to 50 bandages. 50 bandages unlocks Nisha. Nisha is the character that dashes, that is just insane and makes this run very fast. Come on. Right, there we go. So we're going to use Joseph in all 3 of these too, so we get to see more of the best boy. Oh, whoops. Messed up. Oh, please. Joseph. Thank you. Alright. So yeah, you can see his, like, super jump ability is super useful. But yeah, so while we're taking a little bit of time out of Salt Factory, obviously we're not just going through the levels, so that takes a little bit of time. It's much faster to do these now. Basically what it changes is, if we didn't do these levels right now, when we go back to Dark Hospital, we would get Nisha around like level 14 or 15 or something like that. Maybe even later. But since we're doing them now, or we do those levels now, we actually unlock Nisha at, I think it's 2-8x, so you get quite a few levels. They're super fast with Nisha too. So it's going to be very important. Just a few more levels with Meat Boy, and then we're going to go back to Joseph. Oh, whoops. I actually messed up. Been doing too much not 106%. I forgot to timer glitch here. There's a few auto-scroller things coming up, so if you have any donations, be a good time.
Still nothing new, unfortunately, has come in. Guys, come on, chat, get with it.
How's the dog ending doing?
The dog ending? The dog ending is at $123.45 out of $500.
Okay,
so
guys.
If y'all want to see that dog ending, which is hilarious.
We need to see the dog ending.
We got about an hour to go on that.
Oh, whoops. Okay, getting back. We need to see the dog ending. If there's one thing, look. If there's one thing about me, is that I really, really, really love dogs. And if there's one thing I really, really want to see, it's the dog ending. So I think that we need to pull in together, guys, And we need to get the dog ending.
We need to pull in together. We need to get the dog ending. Absolutely, guys.
Let's get it. Whoa.
You don't want to let Shredberg down, do you?
You don't want to let me down. If there's one thing you guys don't want to do is let me down. That would be a mistake. Alright. I messed this up a little bit. That's scary. Alright, we're fine. I love corgis. So if you guys could post corgis in the chat, that'd be fantastic. Corgi derp emote. It's very important. Most underutilized emote on twitch.tv, to be perfectly honest. Alright. Last level before the boss. Alright, this one's like a close level to get A+. But it's like just enough time to get it with like a second to spare. So this level, normally it's like a race against Brownie, and it takes like 25 seconds or so. We're just gonna go over here, do a jump against the wall, and just like jump over here and get the trigger. And there we go. We got all the 14 bandages there. So now we're gonna go back to Dark Hospital. So speaking of dogs, what's your guys' favorite dogs? Unfortunately, I can't read the chat, so you're gonna have to let me know in donations what your favorite dogs are. Because there's some good dogs out there. Like, corgis for sure are really great dogs. They're cute, high energy, loyal dogs. But there's some good ones too. So I'm just, since I can't read the chat, you guys have to let me know through donations.
Well, we have 50. Thank you so much from QQRef.
Heck
saying
yeah.
this donation goes to saving the humans, and it does look like that went to the dog ending. So keep it up, guys. That's awesome. Thank you.
Heck yeah. Oh, one thing that I've been noticing on those, you guys, if you want to put something towards a pole and a target, you can do both, and it still counts for both. So don't, like, only do one of those in donations. So, just so you guys know, any of your donations, you can just put it towards dog ending. Even if you want to do, like, save, kill the animal, you can still do dog ending, too. Alright, this level is a very fun strat where all you got to do is hold left at the beginning, and then you can hit that cycle. I miss it a lot, because I just forget. Alright, and we're like 2 levels away from Nyjah. Be excited. We'll say bye to Meat Boy for a while. Alright, this level right here has like a weird out of bounds trick that I absolutely hate. But it saves a pretty good amount of time. Oh gosh. Alright, use those auto jumps for safety. That was fast. It's not, whoa, okay, please. Alright, now we got Nyjah from the hit game Aquaria, made by Derek Yu. Same person as Spelunky. Has a really fast dash. Okay, make the jump, Nyjah. Cool. The dash is really weird. I've never played a game that has a similar character here. Alright, you can do clips, as you saw right there. Whoops, alright, it actually works. As you can see there, the dash, you can influence it in air, you can do like U-turns and stuff. It's got this floating ability. Absolutely wild character, and is like sort of difficult to explain exactly how the dash works. Because essentially it takes, like, based off of the direction you're facing, there's like a velocity vector, and it adds that to your character's current velocity vector, and there you go, your resultant vector is the speed afterwards. So I hope you guys took physics. It's going to be important. This will be on the test. Imagine taking physics and being like, when am I going to use this, and then speedrunning 106. Feel so smart. Alright. This level right here, sometimes I click through things that I don't want to, which is sort of the... Whoa, whoops. Take and give with Nyjah. Oh god. Like right there. That's kind of risky. But yeah, so how the turnarounds work is... Whoops, oh, well, that's fine. You essentially have, once you press the dash button, you have like 5 to 10 frames, I'm not sure what the number is, and you can still influence Nija's direction after the dash. So that lets you do things like turnarounds and all of that stuff, which is hugely important for getting strats. Also something that I didn't talk about before, you can technically do something that's called a super dash. And as it would sound, it's a faster kind of dash, but you have to do frame perfect inputs, so it's not as challenging as it sounds saying that it's frame perfect, because it's more of like a rhythm to get down. But it's still kind of inconsistent for me. So we didn't get Glitch Girl there. So I'm gonna have to grind for Glitch Girl. Okay, that was good RNG. I could have made that. So essentially what you do is you go to a level where you can see Bandage Girl, and you can die quickly, and is a fast level, and you go there. But that was like second try. It's pretty good. That would lose like 12 seconds as opposed to like average would be 10. I said before that getting Glitch Girl is chapter completion percentage over 2001. That's like a half-truth. Once you 100% the chapter, it's actually 1 over 11. So it gets a little bit better. Alright, now we're going to hell. I'm sorry to heck, this is a family stream. Hell is where this game like really starts to get challenging in every single way, especially with, you know, with Nija and everything. But Nija makes it super fast. Also has a bangin' song. Although you could say that for like every single chapter.
So we had some donations come in. You got time to read some?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. So we have $10 from Chris saying, excited to see some killer Nija strats. Good luck, Shred, on the run.
Thank you, Chris.
We have Mega Slayer 32 coming in with $20 saying, I need more dogs in my life. Corgis are pretty darn cute.
That's true. He speaks facts.
And we have Precious Roy with the whopping $100.
What?
Saying, Save Meryl is a grand tradition of Metal Gear runs in marathons. Why stop the streak now? Good luck from everyone at MGSR Glenn.
Heck yeah. That's awesome. Keep getting your donations in, guys. It's for a good cause. Direct Release is a fantastic organization, so hopefully we can keep hitting these incentives and, you know, help people out with it as well. Whoops. Well done. This one right here is... Whoa, okay. So you only have 3 lives in these. I almost never... Oh gosh. Now I'm nervous. If you... Oh gosh. Oh my god, I can't get it. Alright, we did it. We did it, guys. Oh my god, I was so scared. If you die... So there's 3 levels on each of those. And if you die on the 3rd level, you have to do the whole thing over again. And I didn't want to do the whole thing over again. But we got it, guys. We persevered. And we made it.
Alan Generous with another $5 saying, all corgis are beautiful.
All corgis are beautiful. Thank you so much, Alan. Alright, right there is an interesting strat. If you notice, I like went past the laser, but the laser was like grayed out a little bit. The lasers don't really go into the level until about a second, so we can just dash through it. Alright, there's also, so each bandage unlocks characters. Obviously that's how we unlocked Nija. There's also like different versions of Meat Boy throughout as well, so some of the pop-ups are going to be that. Yeah, this game actually has a ton of characters that we're just not going to use that are pretty cool. Like there's Tim from Braid, although technically you have to like put in a secret code to unlock him. Actually, that reminds me, so I'm playing on the personal computer. but the 106 route on console is actually vastly different. The characters on console and on PC are completely different. So, like this one has Nyjah. Console actually has a character from a different Derek U game, Spelunky. There's this one has Headcrab from the hit series Half-Life. Instead, you get on the console version Gish. So the console version is just much slower, which is sad, to be honest. You know what I mean? You're forced to play on PC instead of like a good place like Switch or something. I don't know. So right here, oh gosh, I need to do a super dash. Alright, that was spooky. No! Alright, there we go. We want to do a super dash so we can press that button, get that bandage without going back and forth. I like saved no time doing it, that one, but that's fine. We're gonna, there's at least like a handful more clips. So I said that, or I might have said earlier, normally we do warp zones first and then we go back to the level because it saves time on mapping. I actually don't think that I said it. But on this one we're actually going to do a warp zone second because we're going to do the last two with Meat Boy. This is another character warp zone. This is Fly Wrench from the hit game Fly Wrench. I've never played it, but I can tell you with certainty this is exactly how Fly Wrench plays. It's a precision platformer where they have multiple jumps, and if that's not true, send in a donation to let me know, because again, I've never played it, so I need donations to correct
We
me.
all need donations. We are at about $208 out of $500 for the dog ending. We've got about 40 minutes left on that, so if y'all want to see the dog ending, y'all got to get on it.
Let's go, guys. Alright, so here is the scary, terrifying Little Horn. What we're going to do is we're going to stand right here. This specific block, that's very important. We're going to jump here. He's going to slam down, we're going to jump again. And now we're going to wait here for about 15 seconds. And we're going to jump one more time, and then we're going to wait some more. It is the perfect, perfect boss, because I just get to stretch the hands and get a break. In one way, it'd be cool if there was like a skip, because it's like almost a minute-long boss. But also, I like having a break. So we got it. We didn't die. We hit all of our jumps. I'm just going to slam down here. And we got it. We didn't die. Thank you, Jade, for the help on that one. Shout outs to Jade. Alright, now we're going to go into Rapture. We're going to do something interesting here in Rapture. We're not going to do the first level. We're going to wait to come back to that one. And we're just going to start on 5-2 here. Going to be doing this whole chapter with Nyjah. Because Nyjah's super fast. Oh no. Love this jump. There, oh no. So what you want to do is hit the top of your head to get your dash back and then dash again. Cool. Oh gosh, oh no. Alright, Rapture is really like, I don't know, I don't know if it's one of the hardest chapters, but I am kind of inconsistent on it. Oh gosh. But in a few levels we get to have probably the most notorious warp zone in the game. And we're gonna try to make it look easy. Key word there is try. So when I make it look not easy, remember the word try. But this is Kid. You might know him from fan games. He doesn't shoot in this one because, I don't know, he lost his gun or something. Someone in a donation let me know what the lore is behind Kid losing his gun when he came into the Meep world. I need to know. Alright, that first level is actually relatively painless. This one is spooky. This is a spooky level. This is the one where, like, when I first played it, it probably took me 2 hours to get through this. It's terrifying. This third elevator is Okay, cool. We got it. This fourth one is only scary because if you die on it, you feel really bad about yourself. Alright, cool. We got it. Alright, cool. Oh, whoops. You're supposed to jump over it. I got so... Wait, actually, I think I just messed that up. I don't even know. I just got so excited that I was going to get through it deathless that I died. That's a classic Shredberg moment, to be perfectly honest. Normally, I charge for those, but since it's going for a good cause, I gave you guys that for free. Almost deathless, though. Alright, gotta grab this key before it hits the ground. Or not the ground. If you don't grab it, it just falls into the abyss and you gotta replay the level. Oh, shoot. Tried to do a turnaround on that last one and I just... One of the thing about it is some levels have turnarounds, but some of them you need it to be tighter, some of them you need to be like far out. So it's one of the interesting things about Nyjah is that like if you're doing a turnaround, it's not just do the same movement every single time. It matters level to level. Sometimes, oh my god. Sometimes it matters what your speed is too. That's probably, yeah, whatever. This level is so boring I was like, let's make him watch it twice. Alright. Let's go. Sick, we made it. Very hidden bandage there. That was one of them that first time I played this game, I 100% just looked it up. Just like basically all of the Hell Warp zones. Alright. I didn't talk about the story of this game yet. The story of this game is there's a boy made of meat, and he's trying to save his girlfriend, Bandage Girl, because Dr. Fetus stole her. I don't know why. Oh gosh, maybe? Maybe? Yeah, that's the story. He like takes her different places, and so you gotta beat the levels to save her, but he keeps taking her away. And the warp zones fit into it. Because there's warp zones in the world, and the guest characters work because they showed up, and that's the story of the game. It's very important. That will be on the test. Make sure you know that. Oh gosh, missing a lot of jumps. Alright, didn't even lose any time with that one. It's just spooky. This one's got a cool strat here at the end. We're gonna go on this and just run. Nice. Alright, back to Nyjah. Bye-bye again, Meat Boy. Oh yeah, there's those zombie Meat Boys. I don't think anyone who's speedrun this game likes them. They're annoying. In any percent, it's lucky. Like, you don't really have to worry about them except for like 5-9. In 106, I don't know, they're just annoying. I don't like them. Whoa, okay. Alright, took a little detour there. So coming up in like 6 levels, I'm gonna just talk about the boss right now because it's a little bit weird and it can happen really fast now. So there's 3 worms, they're called Larry. Why are 3 words called Larry? I don't know. There's multiple of them. It shouldn't be Larry's. I don't know. But it's just called Larry. And so the way that it's supposed to work is you basically wait for all 3 of them to jump. Only one of them can jump at a time. So you'd have to just wait. You'd hope you can get a 3 cycle is what it's called if they all jump their first chance. And that was roughly a like 10% chance or so. But something was found relatively recently. I think it was like last year. Mate 27 underscore found it. World record holder in any percent in 106. Where you do the same thing that we do for timer glitch. And it makes it to where you can pair them up and get multiple to jump on the same cycle. It also helps your RNG a bit, so your average number of cycles goes way down. Alright, let's just get this. Alright, so here's Larry. We're going to pause right here. Alright, looks like it's set up well. One of them jumped. Okay, the second guy decided not to jump. Another interesting thing is that first cycle, they actually have a 50% chance to jump. Oh, it's a 3 cycle. That's really good. Any cycle after that, it's 25%. So, but either way, we got a 3 cycle. That's really good. Anything more than like a 5 cycle, you kind of get upset about. Luckily, 106 is so long that it's not a huge deal, but a 3 cycle is only like 3 seconds slower, so not super worried about it. So here's the end. This is where we're going to complete any percent. It's just 5 levels long, so normally you can pick and choose which levels you play. As long as you beat 17, you unlock the boss. Obviously, we're playing 106, so we still have to beat all the levels anyways. But in the end, you have to beat all 5 levels to unlock the boss. So we're going to do that. Gonna go for a cycle skip here. Cool. Let's go. Nice, we made it. All right, and here's a strat that I just introduced in 6.4 here. Let's see if I can get it first try. Well, I didn't get it, but that's fine. I'm like not gonna lose any time at all with that. I just get the cycle that I used to go for. And here's Omega. For anyone that speedran this game, this is probably the most notorious level that just killed a bunch of your runs. Hello? Oh, we're gonna get through it relatively painlessly, and now we're at the final boss. Whoa, actually forgot that you don't need to jump there. It's the second one. Yeah, this boss, similar to like Lil Slugger, is it's an auto scroller of sorts, but you can get to the end really quickly. You're supposed to go in between 2 sets of saws, and Dr. Fetus is supposed to be shooting missiles at you, but we just jump over a pair of saws, so. We're just gonna wait here. So if you haven't seen a run of this before, you might be thinking like those saws are gonna go past you. So like if those saws hit you, you're gonna die, dude. Did you think of that, Mr. Speedrunner? You think you're so smart skipping those saws when they're gonna kill you? Well, guess what? I am smart. Because whenever you touch buttons, they can just pass you. You have invincibility. Not entirely sure why it happens. My theory is that the devs put it in specifically so that you could do that skip. But don't know for sure. And so this is the escape, so this is the final part of any percent. Got what's called Leap of Faith there, so that's cool. And there's a dev exit right here. And so there we go, we got any percent in whatever the time is. Feels good, I don't have to, this stream's so another time of any percent. But we gotta keep going, this is 106, this isn't any percent. We get to play as Bandage Girl now, which is cool.
It was about 4305.
4305, heck yeah, dude. That's better than my first run of any percent. And we did so much extra. Take that, 2018 me. I bet he feels so bad. Yeah, so we get to play as Bandage Girl. They're just real tough levels. But since you're playing as, you know, a pink blob of bandages, you feel good all doing it. You get the cheery song. Everyone feels good about themselves. Oh, whoops. The one thing I don't understand is like, so I get why Meat Boy has a trail behind him, because, you know, it's like the blood trail. Shout out to Blood Trail. Oh, wow, okay. Let me put a pause on that to explain what that noise was. That is like pure RNG. It I guess loses you time. You can technically use it to save time, but it's called Meat Ninja. And it shows up very randomly. If I could please get this level. So we were blessed with Meat Ninja. But anyways, back to Bandage Girl. I don't know what the trail is behind Bandage Girl. Like, because it looks like just a pink blood trail, but like, why? I guess maybe bloody bandages? What do you guys think? Let me know in donations what you think the trail is. Oh, shoot. Alright, if we have any donations, now's the perfect time.
Sadly, we are still dry on donations. We have just about $300 to go for that dog ending, guys. Come on, get on it.
Guys.
We need it. We need some dogs in our lives. Let's do it.
We need some dogs. About halfway through light Cotton Alley here. This game, I think one of the more like for completionists, especially like achievement completionists, this chapter is like notorious for being really hard to do deathless. This game has achievements where you have to beat all of the levels in a chapter without dying, and these ones are pretty tough doing that. Whoa. So normally when people are going for those, these are like the last two that they go for. It's also pretty rare to like go deathless in a speed run for these two, but alright, here is a tough strat. Hopefully get it first try. Alright, I should be good. You like just barely have to jump under that, you know, I think they're maws, whatever they're called. But under those black guys, you know, those things, I don't know what to call them. Yeah, it's super tight. I was practicing it earlier and it like every single time it took like 5 tries, so I'm super happy that it was the first try. Alright. This is a level that like casually you probably tried to come up with some like crazy way to mess up those or miss those rockets. It's actually really easy. And this level has no business being in Cotton Alley. It's incredibly easy.
We have $30 from our very own Mr. Shasta saying the pink is Pepto-Bismol.
Oh, it's Pepto-Bismol. That's, you know what? That's absolutely the case. As we know, 7-13, one of the best levels in the game, called Pepto. So I imagine that like Bandage Girl just takes a bath in Pepto-Bismol every morning. So thank you, Mr. Shasta, for the meat facts. All right, this level is like 40 seconds long, and the ending here is very scary because you have these jumps. Oh, we got it first try, easy level. All right, so we're gonna go. And now we're gonna do Dark Cotton Alley. So you might think that like you could exit a chapter and then it would take you to the first level once you re-enter it. It's a little bit slower. It's like slower by a second. So instead we just menu and go on the map. Right here we're gonna try to just jump in between these saw blades as they're shooting at us without stopping. One of the few levels where we let go of sprint. Sprint's one of those things where generally you hold it most of the time, except for to do what's called sprint jumps. I've actually been doing that the entire game, but it's a way to affect your momentum so that you stay closer to walls. So it lets you jump quicker off of a wall. And since you gain speed by jumping up walls, the more wall jumps that you can do, or like the quicker that you can do them, the faster it is. Alright, I missed my cycle, so I'll just go safe here. I don't want to die. Well then, that's what happens when you go safe, guys.
We have $10 from Evan's Fight.
Heck yeah.
Yay.
Yay indeed. What's up, Evan's Fight? Thank you so much.
We have another $10 from Evan's Fight. Yay.
Dude, Evan's Fight has the biggest yay energy in all of speedrunning. Shout out to Evan's Fight. Alright, that level right here is like, it's sub-pixel dependent, kind of. So it's really annoying, but, I mean, you can make it consistent, but, yeah, 7-7X. Yeah. Please? Alright, right here I gotta... We want to basically neutral and then jump up into the conveyor. Makes it simple. Alright. Let's see if I can prep the fast strat for this. I need to not... Alright. I need to not hit that missile. Alright. I'm not gonna go for it this time. I'm just gonna wait. Apparently, like... So these rockets, they actually work on frame rules. And when you die and replay it, the frame rules are slightly different or something like that. I don't know exactly. I'm not an expert on it, but it's ever so slight, so it makes the fast strat there just a little bit more difficult. If you don't know what frame rules are, imagine you're a lowly rocket trying to fulfill your business of shooting a meat boy or bandage girl, and you need to catch your bus. So to shoot off in your rocket bus, it's ever so many frames to happen. That's a terrible explanation. I just wanted to make a bad joke. But oh, oops. Dang. That's a bad death. But yeah. It's a shout out to buses and frame rules. I wonder if there's like anybody who watches speedrunning that has not heard the bus analogy in their life yet. If you guys haven't heard it, and you just heard me say the bad bus analogy that didn't really make sense, send it a donation, because I can't read the chat, so that's the only way I can see it. And put it towards the dog ending, because we need to see the dog ending of Silent Hill 2. I don't think the dog in that's a corgi, but it'd be really cool if it is. I think it's like a Shiba Inu or something. I don't know, maybe that's a spoiler. Maybe I shouldn't say. But you guys need to see it. You guys want to know a fun dog chat? Or, not chat. A fun dog fact. This one's specifically about corgis, because they're the most important of dogs. Corgis, of course, were in... Oh gosh, I died. In fairy tales, the corgis would... the fairies would ride them into battle, which is pretty cool in my opinion. That they were like the fairies, transportation. Makes me think when I see... Because I have a corgi, it makes me think that what he really wants to do with his life is be like a fairy taxi. So yeah, it's a little fun dog fact for you guys. If you have any fun dog facts for me, you should let me know through a donation. And make sure to include that dog ending.
Well, we do have a fun Meat Boy fact.
Oh, yes please.
Alex Jun sends in $10 and said, "Did you know that Meat Boy is made of meat? Also, yay!"
Heck yeah, little known fact there about Meat Boy. Alright. Just jumping a little early there. Alright. This level right here is a fun one. Gotta wrangle him up. Not sure, I think people call them oobs. I don't know if oobs are actually their name, but there's a level in in Rapture called Oob's Revenge, and so people just call him that because it's like, well, those guys are in Oob's Revenge, that's probably their name. Alright, speaking, I said earlier that you almost never let go of sprint. This part up here, casually, it might have been like a huge challenge for you. If you let go of sprint there, it makes it like 100 times easier. Alright, and this is the 40-second level that we did at the end of Light Cotton, and we're going to do it backwards. It's actually like easier in a way, because if you do die, the hard part is at the very beginning instead of the end. So instead of losing like 25 seconds, you lose 10. It's a lot easier to accept the time loss. Although I say that, I really hope I didn't jinx myself. Had a PB not long ago with a huge death, like on the final saw of this level. Alright, cool. That's Cotton Alley, so no more playing as Bandage Girl. So here we're at Rapture. We left this level here specifically because one, it gives us an extra level that Glitch Girl might show up at, but also if Glitch Girl shows up, we'll actually not have to unlock the warp zone the way that we normally do. There's a weird bug in this game where if you get Glitch Girl on the same level with the warp zone, once you finish the glitch level, it just pops you up over where that warp zone would be, and it saves you having to replay the level. So right here I'm replaying it. Hello? Come on, dude. If that was Glitch Girl at the end of that, we would have saved 10 seconds. Yeah, we're gonna go, this is the longest warp zone in the game by a good margin. It's like a minute and a half long. It's one of these where the difficulty of it is how long these are. It's tough for sure. Whoa, oh god. Alright, we made it.
We have $15 from our own 3D Jeff. Did you know that dogs aren't actually made of meat at all? They are composed entirely of dog.
Oh.
Also, Alan DeGeneres with another $10. Meat Boy. 50% meat, 50% boy.
Nice. Thank you for the composition facts there. Very important. I feel like, look, the thing is you want to learn every single day. That's, you know, people have said it a lot. And sometimes when you speedrun, you don't learn as much as you should. But right now I feel like I'm learning, so thank you, chat. You guys are the best. Alright, so this level right here is long, and you gotta go through it twice. But hopefully we got it. Yeah. So that one's scary. If you die on it, you can easily lose like 30 seconds. And like I said before, 106, you're expected to die, and you're gonna die a good amount. You just go fast, everything else, but when you do have deaths, you do want to make sure that they're not the 30-second long deaths. Those are the ones that really kill your run. Alright, so Dark Rapture here. This is gonna be, I think the first 15 levels are Nyjah, and then we're gonna use Meat Boy for the final 5. Use this repulsor to shoot it up. 5-3 is one of these notorious levels casually. Also notorious with speedrunning, to be honest, too. Pretty difficult. But we're gonna try to get through it first try. Nice. Yeah, and this song is an absolute banger. Shouts to Danny B. Oh god. Well, that stinks. Problem there is I didn't have my dash back, so I couldn't do anything. Again, Nyjah gets her dash back from just touching a surface. Although there's like a cooldown on when it happens, so after you dash, you have something like 5 frames where you're not Gonna get your dash back. And that happened to me on that one. At least I think that's what happened.
We have $25 from Killing Pepsi, Meat Champ.
Meat Champ. Thank you, Pepsi. The Fly Wrench and Action Hake legend himself. Killing Pepsi. The SpongeBob Plug and Play World Champion. Thank you so much. It's an honor. Heck. Alright. Unfortunate deaths here. Ah. Alright, this one, like the light version, if you missed the key, you missed it. Alright, cool. Alright, let's not do what we did on the light side version of this. Let's not. Can't miss the bandage. Alright. And so we are waiting for Glitch Girl again because this is a dark version. Hopefully it shows up. Although, if Glitch Girl doesn't show up until 5-20, and we get it exactly on 5-20x, we'll save about 20 seconds. I explained earlier about the whole warp zone thing, and that's why I wait for 5-1. But 5-20, please game, be nice. Alright, game's not being nice. But yeah, if we get it on that specific level, it'd be nice. The problem is you don't really want that to happen, because it's like a 5% chance it shows up even if you get there without having Glitch Girl happen before. And if you don't get that perfect 5% luck, you have to grind. And this is the slowest chapter to grind by a good margin. Alright. Gonna jump it. Oh gosh. Oh no. I should be fine. Alright, I'm off cycle. I was off cycle anyways. Whatever. Let's do it correctly. Nice. There we go. Here's a speedrunning tip for you guys. I know this was just advertised as just the 106, but I'm going to give a free speedrun lesson. Do your tricks correctly, and you'll save time. That one's for free. Yeah, if there's any other donations, now's the time.
Well, not since I last checked in with Meat Champ over there, but we are at $308 out of $500 for the dog ending. We are very close to to closing that incentive. So if you want to see that dog ending, get your donations in quick, because we are running out of time.
Let's go, guys. We are speedrunning fans. That means that we can do things quickly, such as meet donation incentives. I believe in you guys. Alright, that one's a little tough. You actually have to do that dash, like, before hitting the ground. Oh, whoops. Oh, okay, it should be fine. Please don't hit me. Okay, cool, it didn't. That guy was chasing me, it was real scary. But we persevered. This bandage is fun because you have to carry this rocket and make it hit there, and then get the bandage. Casually, it's extremely frustrating. But with, we're speedrunners, so we get consistent strats with things. That rocket was just in the worst possible location, so I couldn't jump, and then I hit. Yeah. You guys saw what happened. Alright, this one's better. Alright, this one's a fun one. I remember casually this bandage was a pain. Oh, okay. Apparently it is now. But you just gotta make a somewhat precise jump right there, and then the rest of it's really easy. There we go. Oh no. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, the rockets there, because again those rockets are on frame rules, it's just a little bit inconsistent on whether or not those rockets are going to give you an opening. Sometimes they just don't, and there's nothing you can really do but set it up and make it shoot again. Alright, this is the last level. Wait, did we get Glitch Girl? We didn't. Dang it. Okay. It'd been really cool if we got Glitch Girl here, because we would have saved a bunch of time. But we didn't. So that means we get to grind in Rapture, my favorite place to grind. That means we get to see my third favorite Matt Thornton character in the run. It's a big surprise on who it's going to be. Alright, so this is another long warp zone. Very fun.
We had a couple donations come in. We have Shy with $20 donation, and we have Dog Ending something. Unfortunately, the tracker cut it off. Let's beat Dog Ending. Not much more to go, guys. That was $30 from Dog Ending WI.
Heck yeah, let's get it, guys. We're so close. I believe in you.
We are so close.
Alright. This level is... The fans in this game are, like, a little bit inconsistent. They're not technically, like... There's nothing inconsistent about them. They're just kind of hard. And that's why they're inconsistent. But that level, there's a really easy setup, and I love it. Alright, so... This one's really long, but we are going to use, again, my third favorite Matt Thornton character, Run Man. And we're going to... He runs really fast. That's his ability. And there we go. So that was a decent grind. What makes that one slow is it takes like 3 or 4 seconds each. Pretty much all other ones, it's about a 2-second death. But that one, it takes quite a bit of time. Later up in this run, we're going to see my second favorite Matt Thornton character. Actually, you know what? Might be my first favorite. But that's another chapter away. Alright, now we're going to go back to Hell. And back to Nyjah. Oh, whoops, that's Run Man. It's the wrong character. Some fun skips. This is like a super quick chapter, and I really like it a lot because like every single level just feels fast and fun. Like you blink and it's over, it feels like. Alright. This one, we're gonna use Nyjah's float ability to get this bandage there. Oh gosh. Alright, cool, we're fine. Oh, whoops. Alright, that's fine. And then, here's gonna be a very rudely placed warp zone, where we can just use again the float ability to get it. Okay. That first jump here, like, is deceptively hard. It looks really easy, but I die on it, like, way too often. Also, this bandage. Oh, we got it first try. See, this is the easy warp zone. This is, like, one of the best levels that is supposed to be, like, an auto-scroller of sorts, because you can do a bunch of cycle skips. Alright, we're gonna use this level as Meat Boy. Oh, whoa. We made it. And then back to Nyjah for the rest of the chapter. Oh, whoops. Alright. Ah! Why did I jump again? Oh no. I think I thought I was gonna hit the edge of, oh my goodness. That threw me off. Alright, I'm gonna take a moment to concentrate. There we go. Alright, here's another. This level's a fun one. Oh, whoops. We get to the skip. We saw a similar skip in the light version of it. But this has a bandage here just floating, so we get to float down and then do a turnaround, hit that block, and then... Ah! Spooky stuff. Oh, we just unlocked Captain Viridian from the hit game. You might know it under the other name, the letter V 6 times. Great game, by the way.
We have $50 from Chris Rasmussen. Let's get dog ending met. Not much time left, and we're less than $100 away now, which is exactly what I would have said. So thank you for doing my job. I appreciate it, Chris.
Less than $100. Let's go, guys. Alright. Oh, that's right. Oh no. Oh no. Alright, I should be fine. I messed up that strat like twice. Spooky stuff here. Nyjah in particular, like, when you make a mistake with Meat Boy, normally it's somewhat predictable what happens. With Nyjah, you get really thrown off. At least I do. Because, like, just anything could happen. Oh, okay. Like, I might make Nyjah look like it's a piece of cake, but, like, trust me when I say that as hard as some of these things look, like, to get it down at first, it's actually much harder. Just because there's so many different variables at hand compared to, like, any other character I've ever played in a platformer. At the same time, though, with Nyjah, there's a really nice learning curve. It's intimidating and hard at first, but there's plenty of levels that are really easy with Nyjah. That makes the game easier, and you can sort of build upon the category like that, of just adding strats as you go. This category is sort of notorious for people just assuming that it's incredibly difficult to get into because the game's difficult, it has difficult levels, but really once you get strats and get them down, you just start getting improvement after improvement, and it can be really fun. Alright, good death. That death's not a huge deal, because we haven't gotten Glitch Girl yet. And so far, we have done 4 worlds, and we have not gotten Glitch Girl once. So we're gonna grind again.
Well, while we're grinding, we have $10 from Evan's Fight Again. Thank you, Shredberg, for pronouncing the letter V 6 times correctly.
It was tough, but thank you, Evan's Fight, for understanding that it takes a real big brain to do that. But yeah, so if you guys, like, just got here... Oh, my God. I thought I hit the ground there. It's because I didn't finish my explanation. But we're waiting for... If you look at Bandage Girl, we're waiting for her to look glitched out like that right there. And then it's going to unlock a bonus level. So we weren't just dying for fun. Except for the one time where we died for fun. That was a fun death. I hope you guys had fun, because I did. No! Okay. I didn't, we're all good. Everything's good, guys. Alright. This is honestly one of the easier warp zones, but from what I understand, I do like a slower cycle. But the faster cycle is one of those cycles that's hard, so I pretend it doesn't... Oh, I missed the bandage. Crap. What bandage did I miss? Uh-oh, guys. Uh-oh. 8x. You know what happened? So I've been doing some dark ending runs recently. I honestly kind of don't have an excuse because you don't get to play with Nyjah in Dark Ending, but anyways. There we go. So I don't know if bandages work, but I do know with 106, you can actually not complete one level. Alright, so here's another clip, saves a bunch of time. Normally gotta get that key. But we're gonna clip through it. Here's gonna be another clip. Oh gosh. No! Alright. Here we use Nyjah's float ability with an auto jump. We used it before, but I never really explained it. There's like a ton of things in this run. It's very difficult to explain them as they're happening, because it might take like 3 seconds for them to happen. And I've been talking pretty fast, but I can't talk that fast. Alright, so what I'm going to do here... Oh gosh. After I beat this level, if you were here for the beginning, you might remember that we beat the levels, you know, after this already. So we're going to exit the map here. But I'm going to do a grind strat. This can potentially be faster. It can also take a lot of time. But we're going to grind for Glitch Girl. If we get it within like 15 deaths, we can save like a pretty good amount of time. Anything beyond that, it honestly loses a bit of time. But I'm doing it so I can explain. If you look at there's a warp zone over there to the right. Normally, again, you'd have to go and get Bandage Girl. And then you would have to go and get that warp zone, so you play through it twice. On this one, we're going to get Glitch Girl. We're going to go to the glitch level. And then afterwards, I need to remind myself so I don't do something stupid. We're going to enter where the warp zone would be. Because we're actually going to be on the map space where the warp zone would be, instead of the space where the level is.
Do we got time for a donation?
We do.
Cool. $82 from Bash Prime. Woof. And with that... Hey, guess what? The dog ending has been met, folks!
That's so hype. Thank you guys so much. Heck yeah.
On top of that, we also have $20 from I Got Bored. Just saying, dog.
Dog. Alright, so you might have been able to see there. Oh, whoops. I was on a map space that was like empty. Because we didn't there. Alright, so fun fact for you guys. As you can see there's a lot of black space over to the sides. You can just land, you can walk on it. I'm walking on air. I found that out one day randomly. I was like, what the heck? What is this? I thought I was gonna die, and then I was like, why am I not falling? And, yeah. Man, I'm so excited for dog ending. I know we're just about, right after this run, we're gonna start the horror block with Kirby. And then we'll be so close to the other, you know, to dog ending. With Alien vs. Predator 2. Love dog. Alright, so here's another clip. This saves like a good amount of time if I can get it. There we go. And here we're gonna jump through saws. But yeah, what are some, now that we got dog, what are some other incentives that are pretty cool that are coming up?
Well, for incentives, we have the Silent Hill Homecoming Wear Pyramid Head Helmet, excuse me. That's going to wrap up in an hour and 25 minutes or so, and we need $150 for that. We have the 007 Nightfire Drake % run, and that is at $24.99 out of $250. And we have a couple of bid wars going on. We have Kill or Save Meryl in Metal Gear Solid. Saving her is winning by a fairly wide margin at this point, 278.70. So if you have something against Meryl and want her bipped but good, that's going to be, that's at $107, so that's got some catching up to do. Meanwhile, Save or Kill the Animals in Super Metroid has really caught up. Save the Animals is winning right now with $215, but Kill the Animals is nipping at its heels with $212.49, so they are right there.
Oh my gosh. 316X there is like my least favorite level in the game. I'm just so bad at it. And I'm so happy I got it first try. There's like 2 times there that I thought I died. Oh man. Alright, we're so close to the end of this. And you guys, if you remember... Oh, actually something really hype's gonna happen real soon. Very, very popular characters about to get unlocked. And we're actually going to use them in a run. This isn't used in the world record right now, but it is like 4 seconds faster. But this character apparently is known to crash PCs, but not mine because I got a, you know, good computer. Best computer in the Meat Boy community. Please don't do that. Alright. Ah! Alright, trying to snipe me, Mr. Rocket? I don't think so. Mr. Minecraft, that's right. We got him. Whoops. Yeah. Messed that up a little bit. So we actually, I'm just gonna go with Meat Boy here. We chose to not do a warp zone earlier. I kind of didn't talk about it. But we can use Mr. Minecraft there. He can basically like open up blocks and just put blocks down, but we're not going to use the put blocks down thing. Normally you have to just sit there and wait for a warp zone, but we're going to use Mr. Minecraft here. Oh, whoops. We accidentally did head crab. Shout out to head crab. Alright, so we're going to unlock now my either first or second favorite Matt Thornton character. I haven't decided. He is Ogmo. You might know him from that room in the game Celeste, and you're like, oh look, it's Meat Boy. And then you had to be explained, no, that's not Meat Boy. That's actually Ogmo from the hit series Jumper. They look really similar though, so I don't blame you. And that's Ogmo. He's great.
We have $5 from Squealio. Amazing run so far. Just try not to miss another bandage. Also, I'll donate another 10 if Shred puts his dog on stream.
Oh no, well, there's no camera, so I can't exactly do that. But I'll share some pics with you later, Squealy, of Mr. Rupert. So now here we're at the final chapter, Dark End. If you notice, we started at 6-4x instead of 6-1x. So technically, this is slower. Technically. But there's only... So other chapters, right? I said there's like a 50% chance that Glitch Girl will show up. There's only 5 levels here. So it's something like a 5 to 10% chance. So if we did 6-1 through 6-5, what we would end up doing, because this level you have to beat it. This is 6-5. You'd have to beat it to see Glitch Girl. Very low chance. So you'd have to grind out a level after already beating 5 of them. Pretty much all levels in Dark Ending are really long. So we're going to do 6-4 and 6-5, and then we're going to do 6-3. And we're going to grind on that one. The thing is that you can see Bandage Girl from the beginning, so you can see if Glitch Girl's there. And you can die really quickly. So, the problem is that you still have a very low chance of getting Glitch Girl, and this is the very end of the run. And it can either take 1 death, or it could take 0 deaths actually, but it's from 0 to, you know, whatever the RNG decides it's going to give you. The most deaths I've had is like 130 something. I do believe I was on PB pace when that happened, but it can be scary. But let's hope we have good RNG. I haven't had good RNG the whole rest of this run, so it's got to be good now, right? Alright. Let's see if we can get... If there's a donation, now's the time.
One that I'm kind of trying to fact check right now because it's claiming to be from you.
It's kind of... Okay, definitely not from me.
I figured that. So, one from somebody claiming to be Shredberg from $5 saying, I'm a cool dude.
Well, I mean, if there was a donation from me, it would probably say that, so maybe it would
probably say that, yeah.
We haven't ruled out the possibility of time travel yet. So until we do that, it was from me.
All right, that apparently was from Shredberg then. There we go. Good job.
This RNG is terrible right now. This is marathon luck, to say the least. Normally I count these, but I was like, I'm not going to count it in a marathon, but we're probably like at 40 something right here. Oh man. This is something. This is one of these, I don't know how, because I don't have the timer up. Okay, there we go. But like, when that happens, when I'm doing PB pace runs, or not PB pace runs, but like once it just is bad, I just want it to be just the worst that there has ever been. Because, you know, if you get something like 30, like 30 happens all the time, you know? You get 200 and then you can say, hey guys, look at how terrible this was. And you can share it, you know? And then everyone has fun about how bad of the RNG you got.
We have $10 from our own Jeff in 3D. Kicking off donations for Pyramid Head, also putting Kill the Animals in the lead.
Ooh. Alright. Okay. So now this is the final warp zone of the game. Or, not warp zone, glitch level. Oh, whoops. You're supposed to stop there, and I didn't stop. I got antsy. Oh no. Alright, I'm just gonna do the safe strat here, I guess. Although I haven't done the safe strat in forever. The safe strat's dangerous. Alright, we game over. Alright, no biggie. It was bound to happen, folks. This one's kind of weird why there's lives. Like, I get the other warp zones, but oh gosh. These ones, they're only one level, so the levels in it kind of doesn't make sense. And also,
well, we have $25 from Glitch Girl saying, sorry, I was in the bathroom. My bad.
Oh, okay, that's understandable. I'm sorry for being mad at you, Glitch Girl. Oh, no. Well, at least she, you know, got here enough. You know, quickly enough. Alright, so this is the actual final boss. The dark ending of the game. And it's just a more difficult version of the previous boss. It tries to do the same thing where it wants to keep you between two rows of saws going past, but we skip past them. And we're gonna wait here on this button. So I'm here. Shout out to the whole Super Meat Boy community. Everybody there is super nice. If you've ever thought about speedrunning this game, but you think this game's too hard, it's not too hard. Everybody starts off this game being bad. But there's a community where, like, I've never seen it, to where people are just constantly want to help you out. So shout out to everyone in the community. Shout out to my dog Rupert. He's a good boy. And thanks everyone for watching the run. Let's see if I can get this first try. I'm kind of bad at this level, which you shouldn't be, because it's the very end of the run. Alright, and time. Alright, what was the time? Because I don't have the timer up.
1:28:11 according to this.
Nice, sub 130. That's, I'm pretty happy with that. Alright, wait, what? What, hold up. Undo the timer? I don't understand what happened. Oh, you know what? I did it. Here's what happened. It's 106. What I did was, you can backspace to leave credits. However, before the credits show up, there's a cutscene. If you backspace during that cutscene, it doesn't count. It's not worth going over. We got 106, and it's not like a PB run anyways, so just pretend that didn't happen. Alright, chat, do you want to guess the deaths? Do so right now. I'm going to guess personally that it was 165. Alright, let's see. See, it says 106%. It says it. Look at that, guys. I got 106. Look. Okay, I know that it's against the rules, but I just found a way to save a minute and a half in speedruns. We're not going to allow it in the rules, but I still got 106%. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the run. That's going to do it for me. Excited for Kirby and, of course, the dog ending to come up later. Thanks, guys, so much.